Good morning, IB Nation. It's a big Saturday here. Notre Dame taking on Stanford at home, which of course means it's another big recruiting weekend, arguably the biggest recruiting weekend. Well, not arguable. It's the best recruiting weekend, biggest recruiting weekend until the Clemson game. So I wanted to give you a quick preview. So it is a Saturday morning in the Roberts household. So if you hear Juliet at any point in this video, please understand father life. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into some of the big visitors for the Notre Dame game against Stanford. Is going to be one that you will not want to miss. Of course, the big headline that we've been talking about for several weeks is 2023 running back recruits out of St. Louis, Missouri, Christian Brothers High School. Of course, Jeremiah Love, who has been trending well in Notre Dame's favor over the last couple months, according to Irish Breakdown. Some others may not see it the same way, but we have been very, very on the forefront that we believe that Notre Dame has been the favorites for this one for some time. So after his visit last month for the Marshall game, he took one more visit for Texas A&M. Coming into this one was a trip that was made a couple weeks ago, trip plans. We have been talking about that we expect this one to be done, made a decision sometime in the near future. So the fact that Notre Dame has gotten another visit for Jeremiah Love is obviously a great sign for the Irish. So keep your eyes out for Jeremiah Love here today. Big opportunity for Notre Dame to really put the finishing touches on this one, potentially in his most recent visit here to South Bend for the Stanford game. Second player that you want to keep close eyes on, it'll actually be his first trip to South Bend ever. That is Mr. Brandon Hillman, who is an athlete out of Churchland High School in Portsmouth, Virginia. So this young man listed at 6'1", 200 pounds. If you watch his highlight tape, you'll see him at quarterback mostly, dynamic dual threat quarterback for Churchland, but also defensively, he is a hard-hitting safety that comes down in the box, really has a lot of physicality to him. So Notre Dame offered him last month, and there is a big push now for Brandon Hillman for several programs. There's been a lot of big players that have been keeping eyes on him, including the University of Tennessee. So with Hillman, Notre Dame sees this young man not at any one position right now. He could be a running back. He could be a wide receiver. He could be a safety. He could be a rover. Maybe even be a will linebacker if he gains enough weight. This kid is truly an athlete recruit in the Notre Dame class. This is not a plan B for Notre Dame either. This is a player that has gotten onto the radar a little later because at most of his recruitment, he was talking about, I'm a quarterback. He has now opened it up to playing different positions on the next level. So Notre Dame is now making a big push. They want him in the class no matter what. This is not a plan B player. This is an athlete that Notre Dame truly wants in this class. So he is the other big 2023 player, 2023 recruit who will be on campus. This will be his first trip to South Bend. So it could be a big momentum boost, could be a big opportunity for Notre Dame to really make waves with a young man who is a little bit of a late riser in the recruiting ranking perspective, but has a lot of upside, obviously, as a player on the next level. Other big player that will be on campus for now the fourth time in the last year and a half, that is Ryan Wingo, star 2024 wide receiver out of St. Louis University in St. Louis, Missouri. So Notre Dame is making a big push in St. Louis recent years. Talk about Gabriel Rubio, talk about Tyson Ford, talk about Christian Gray this cycle, potentially nabbing Jeremiah Love if everything goes well moving forward here. Next step will be for next class. Jeremiah Mcclellan from Christian Brothers is another big target, but Ryan Wingo, arguably the top receiver in the 2024 class, 6'2", 200 pounds, dynamic athlete. And so make no mistake about it. Younger brother of former Arkansas running back Ronnie Wingo, this is a national recruit. Everyone from the SEC to the West Coast teams to all the Northern powers are going to be in on Ryan Wingo. This is that type of football player. Consider him a 5-star depending on which recruiting service that you like to covet, right? So for Ryan, Notre Dame is going to have to win a dogfight here. Going to have to. But the key part here, and I want to reiterate this again, his fourth trip now to South Bend. He made one a couple months ago where he was talking about, hey, I don't need to check out South Bend. I've already been there, right? Like he wants to use recruiting process as a tool to see all the different schools and make a really good, sound decision for himself. But the fact that he has now returned to South Bend again for a game visit is a really good sign. And especially with how Notre Dame has really made a push in the St. Louis area, if they're able to get a guy like Jeremiah Love on top of Christian Gray, maybe you get in with Jeremiah McClellan in the 2024 class as well. This is where you really start to create a pipeline in St. Louis. So big opportunity today for Notre Dame to get in with Ryan Wingo, star pass catcher in 2024. As I said, Jeremiah McClellan, another big-time player from Christian Brothers. His improvement from 2021 to 2022 now as a junior has been kind of jaw-dropping, to be honest. He went from a really good player to in 2020 and as a sophomore to now a dynamic player as a junior here. So he'll be on campus today. No surprise, as Jeremiah Love makes the return to South Bend. Jeremiah McClellan, his teammate, also makes the return to South Bend. There's interest here from both sides. I think there's a lot of interest. Notre Dame is definitely going to push for this one, especially with the jump that he has made as a junior. Jeremiah is very, very in on Notre Dame. He has a very high opinion of them. But again, this is going to be a dogfight. He's going to be a big riser in this class. He's already considered a pretty consensus top 200 player in the class. But I think that he even has a chance, like Cam Williams, to rise in the rankings. So they'll have to knock this one out of the park again. But you got to feel good about it. You have to feel good about it. Last one that I wanted to talk about extensively before throwing out a couple more notes for you all. Christopher Terrick, who is from Glenbard West in Glen Ellen, Illinois, 2023 offensive lineman. I know there's been a big talking point recently. Is there a replacement for Elijah Page in the 2023 class? Notre Dame does not have a real true left tackle in the class anymore since he decommitted and committed to USC. Can Christopher Terrick be that guy? So what this means is that Notre Dame is doing their due diligence on some offensive tackles in the 2023 class to potentially push it back to 5. This is not a direct replacement, though, for Elijah Page. What this is that Notre Dame is monitoring Christopher Terrick because he right now is committed to the University of Wisconsin. And they are doing their homework. And this is going to be a big, I don't want to call it a test, but this is going to be a big opportunity for Notre Dame to get to face-to-face with Christopher, to see if it's a good fit, to see if it's someone they want to push for. I don't think there's any plans right now to push for Christopher Terrick, but that could change if he impresses on campus, if he looks the part, the eye test, all that good stuff. So Christopher Terrick is worth keeping an eye on. I wouldn't say that he's a guy that Notre Dame is pushing for as of right now, but that could obviously change. But we will see. It's going to be a big opportunity for Christopher to get on campus here and see if it is a good fit. So big step there. Wanted to throw out this cool notes. 2024 defensive end from Charlotte Christian in North Carolina, the son of former Notre Dame great Bryant Young and NFL Hall of Famer Bryce Young will be on campus here today. Now, he's not a newcomer to Notre Dame, right? He's obviously grown up with his dad being an all-time great in South Bend. So he is a 6'5", 215-pound, 6'4", depending on which recruiting ranking you're looking at, still developing into his body. He did get an offer from Notre Dame, but I believe that Notre Dame is still doing the evaluation process with a guy like a Bryce Young. Potential big riser in the class, more tools than finished product that you would expect from a junior with a Notre Dame offer, but he has a lot of tools. So getting Bryce Young on campus with Bryant today is going to be a big moment for Notre Dame. And then last one that I really want to hit on, a player that I know a couple people have asked about. He's on the visitor list for today, 2024 linebacker from Lovejoy High School in Lucas, Texas. That is Peyton Pierce, top 200 kid across the 2024 class at linebacker. Was asked, what position is Peyton best at the next level? Could be a Mike, could be a Will. I think that he could be either. He's got really nice speed, reported to run in the high 4.5s, low 4.6s, and he's a really physical downhill player as well, so he could definitely play that Mike position. We're not sure where Notre Dame stands with Peyton Pierce. Right now, I would say this. Notre Dame is doing an excellent job the last 2 cycles, really recruiting the linebacker position and continuing to harbor that momentum that they have with Marcus Freeman, with Al Golden, with James Laurinaitis, continuing to recruit the position at a high level. Could Peyton Pierce be the next? We'll see. I think this visit today will be a big opportunity to really probe interest, because I think right now, from everything I've heard, Peyton is very intrigued by Notre Dame, but until he gets on campus and he really experiences it all, it's hard to tell what the extent of the interest is. So it'll be a big opportunity for Peyton Pierce to be on campus. Those are a lot of the notables. There will also be several other really talented players on campus. I think we have about 30 players that are expected in the 2023, 2024, and even 2025 class to be on campus today for Notre Dame, including several Notre Dame commits that will be back on campus. Quarterback CJ Carr, 2024 quarterback out of Saline High School in the state of Michigan, will be on campus. So will 2023 running back wide receiver Dylan Edwards, projected to play wide receiver on the next level for Notre Dame out of Derby High School in Kansas. 2023 tight end out of Bloomfield Hills in Michigan, brother Rice. He is a preferred walk-on tight end. Henry Garrity, will also be on campus today. Of course, as you should expect, every single home game, Mr. Drake Bowen, linebacker out of Andrean High School, 2023, will be on campus again today. Mentioned the St. Louis pipeline that is being built. Part of that is Christian Gray, DeSmet Jesuit, 2023 cornerback out of St. Louis, Missouri, will be on campus again today, which is another big help, I think, in this Jeremiah Love recruitment, because they have a very good relationship. 2023 safety Ben Minich out of Westchester, Ohio, Lakota West High School will be on campus as well as preferred walk-on kicker Marcelo Diometti out of Glen Bard West High School in Glen Ellen, Illinois. So as you can see, it's a packed list. A lot of incredible players that will be on campus today for Notre Dame. Make sure to stay locked. IrishBreakdown.com. Go to boards.irishbreakdown.com. We will have consistent coverage of the recruiting weekend for Notre Dame. We'll be giving some tidbits on the board, as we always do after these big visits. And I'll also say this. If you have not heard, 3:30 Eastern time today. You want to get there a little bit beforehand, though. If you're on campus at Notre Dame, try to get near the Gold Dome at 3 o'clock. There will be more details. We're going to have a special show here today. I think you're going to really enjoy what we have working for you there. Come here, Jules. And I think Juliet wants to come say hi. Come here, baby. So make sure that you lock in to 3 o'clock, 3:30 Eastern. We're going to have a special show with some special guests, special announcements. And with that, we're going to end this.
Hi, Daddy.
Hi, Daddy. Jules, can you say go Irish? Go Irish from Juliet. Have a great day. We'll be talking again to you all very soon. Remember, 3:30 Eastern time. Stay locked in.